YouTube, I'm just fresh off trying to record Sultans of Swing. Why did I do it? I don't know, just I felt like it. Basically playing this guitar in a little bit. This is the Jim Deacon I had up at Scott's. The other week we got the Jim Deacon and a kebab. So now it's all up and running, new strings, wee bit of fretwork on the edge. Actually, there's a couple of high frets in it, so maybe that's acceptable, sort of, if you can fix it yourself. Or you have to get someone else to fix it. So maybe we were a wee bit premature with the. I think me and Scott both guilty of forgetting that if there is tiny issues with it, well, high frets isn't really a tiny issue. We work with a high action, but it's now got a low action. Forget that we can just fix it. So it doesn't really mean anything. Also, there was something wrong with the electrics. It was like, see, when I tried it in the guy's house, it was like it worked okay on the bridge pickup, but when you went into the other ones, it was kind of like, no, I don't mean the switch was noisy. It was like when you actually selected it, it was noisy, and it was really stupid. It was like I'd obviously done it some new. It's like, see, where the braided wire comes off the shield of the middle pickup, there was one hair, one bit. You know, I don't know how many wires there are. 150, 20, 10, or something like that. One of them was just hanging loose, and I reckon what was happening was it was just touching something inside the guitar. That's why I went up to Scott's. It wasn't doing it anymore. It must have just been sitting in the car like that, and then the wires kind of going that way instead of, or whatever. So it's sorted now anyway. Cleaned the fretboard. So what we're thinking, this one, I've just someone has told me that they looked up Jim Deacon actually, and they stopped making the company was sold to someone else in 2004. So this is maybe at the latest that kind of time. This is we were talking about this before. This is the Jimi Hendrix logo on this pink bass, which is awesome bass. No one's bought it. I think people are just skint. Also because it's pink, but it says Jim Deacon, but and the blue one, Scott's got that logo on it, and I always thought that those logos, bunch of those logos are good. This one has what I'm calling the Sharpie logo, because it looks like someone's written on with a felt tip pen. But ultimately, it's pretty much exactly the same guitar. It's a Scott's one. That's a bass. It's not the same as that. So maybe they just wanted a logo that you could actually read that it said Jim Deacon rather than going Jimi Hendrix. What? So maybe it does look like Jimi Hendrix. You can see the J. There's the J. And then there's the X for Hendrix. I wonder if they get into trouble for that. I've got a strap. I don't know. It's on my Aria Urchin. It's got like it's a Hendrix signature psychedelic strap, and it's got his like his signature on it. Not his real signature. It's just printed on it, but it's very similar to that. I suppose it's actually quite a Hendrixy guitar. Black Strat. I'm not usually a fan of the black Strat. Most of the Buckycasters start out like this, but this one's an awful good nick, and it's like it's a good Strat. So I don't want to lose anything from the good Strat. So basically, as it sits just now, it's just a complete Strat layout apart from I linked the tone control. So the tone control on the bridge pickup. You get this tone does the middle and the bridge together. But it's got the positions 2 and 4, which are always good. Sometimes you take off the tone off the neck pickup, you get there's a sweet spot. Yeah, so as I said, it's actually really good nick. There's not really any. There's a few. There's like a wee dink there. You can. That big white bit's the reflection of the light. That wee bit there on the end of it. Get there, you can see it. The light's moving. A wee bit like that. I think there's another one there. But it's in very good condition. And my favourite thing about these is the vintage tint neck, think Squire classic vibe, that kind of really glossy. It's also got a two-way truss rod on it, which I don't really know what a two-way truss rod is. I think all guitars, I don't know. It's got a sticker on it that says two-way truss rods, but it's got Clussen tuners, so it doesn't have your shitty ones. I've never really come across Clussen ones that aren't alright. Unlike the ones that you get are like the Gotoh tuners. I'll just pick up a random guitar. You normally think, oh, the ones like that, that the kind of the Gotoh style ones are, well, these are Ibanez, so they're amazing, but you often think, oh, if it's got them, it's certainly better than has this got the other kind? This one here, Muzima, has that type of tuner. Normally you think that kind of tuner's shit, and the Gotoh type ones are good, but it doesn't work that way these days, because you can buy, if you've got an older guitar, sometimes that type are good. It's not the actual design that's bad, it's how cheap the metal they're made out of is. I mean, the ones on that are like 40 years old and work fine, but sometimes, like on the very cheap Epiphones I've got them, they're crap, right, I'll just say it. But also on the Gotoh ones, they're quite often crap as well. They look better. You get ones that look like good tuners, but again, it's not a particularly complicated thing, a tuner. So it's like, if you make it, it's a wee bit the same with a Floyd Rose as well. If you make it out of shit metal, it doesn't work. Kind of annoying. Yeah, so I have put an extra switch in this thing as well. It's got on Scott's one I put in a fancy switch under the tone control. I did the same in this, but I did a different switch. This is one that I've never done before, I don't think. I was going to film myself doing it, but just as well actually, because I made a mistake, because I'm making it up on the spot, but I've written it down so I can do it again. So this one, if you pull it out, it does nothing to the bridge pickup. Right, if you're in the middle position, right, and you pull it out, it puts these two into humbucker mode. It probably sounds better with distortion. Now if you kill the tone, it's like you get a right, which you can't normally do with a Strat. And then back into single coil. And if you go to the bridge position, when you've got this bridge position, it gives you these two in series as a humbucker, plus this one, so you've got like a just the humbucker. Humbucker and it's a bit of brightness into it. And so that there's single coil bridge pickup. Worked well, and sometimes it depends what your amp set to, but sometimes it does exactly what I wanted it to. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. I wanted it to be, and but it's got a tone, so you can calm that down. I'm going to take something to swing it because it wasn't doing me very well. Yeah, not bothered with the drums. That first one was a buff note. I'm going to have to do another video of this. when you've got this switch engaged, the neck pickup is unaffected. So if you're in the neck pickup position, it's still just the neck pickup on its own. In position 2, it's still the same. It's just the neck pickup still. In the middle position, you get the humbucker. And in position 2, the bridge is added in. To do with it hot wiring itself. So basically, if you take positions 2, 3, and 4, you get 3 different sounds. And 5's the same as 4, and 1's the same as 2. But if you don't pull out this knob, it's just a normal Strat. Apart from it's got a tone control that does the middle pickup and the bridge pickup. If you don't like that, it's dead easy to take it. If you're I know Blacktooth Fox. Oh no, you've got to have the no tone control on the bridge pickup. So if you want, I'll show you which one. It's basically just snip the wire. It's easy, and the tone control will still work for the middle pickup, and it'll still work for when it's in humbucker mode because it'll run off this one. So it's a long video, but what an ideal starter. If you're going to start playing the guitar, you get a good one to start with. One that's been set up. Don't buy a Harley Benton. Really. Even if it has been worked on. This is better than that Harley Benton I had. Yes, not that I'm wanting to diss certain guitar companies, but Harley Benton. Well, maybe if they gave me free guitars, I would say they were good. I wouldn't. I would get one of them. Or I'd say, give me 3 guitars. And I would just be totally honest with them, and they would never talk to me again. That's exactly how I would do it, because that would get me. I'd be able to fix them up and sell them anyway, because it's like, you know, the difference between buying a brand new Harley Benton for, I don't know, 100, some of them are pretty cheap, 150 quid, and then me getting it, slagging it off in a video because it's crap, and then spending an afternoon making the bastard work. That's worth more money than buying one straight from, you know, like a Harley Benton that's a year old, got some dents in it, but has been set up, is worth more than a brand new one. Not that I'm putting dents in it, but lovely little Strat. As I said, the only thing that comes in, I feel, with a Strat is when you're trying to play the Sabbath and stuff, there's not, you can sort of get it, you know. This sounds quite good actually. But if you've got my special switch on, it does a bit more of the rock. So apparently, going more about the Harley Benton, these are Harley Benton, me and Scott's new favourite ones. This one's failed the Bucky test as well because it's too nice a guitar to paint up. It's not too nice a guitar, but I don't like taking a guitar that's actually really good that could do some work. Normally the ones that are turned into Bucky casters, I make them work, but normally the paint's all scratched or dented or something, and I've had to modify it in some way. And this one I have modified it, but I've left it intact. So basically, if you just left that tone knob in, no one would ever know it was there. You've just got a Strat. But it's also got the one thing on Scott's one. I decided I would give it the Telecaster switch. His switch, when you pull it out, it connects the tone control to the bridge pickup, and it adds in the bridge pickup. So if you select the neck pickup on his one, you get the outside two, and you get all 3 pickups on. This one doesn't do that, but it does do these two together, making a big heavy humbucker thing, and then the humbucker and that. So you do get all 3 pickups on, apart from it's these two in series, and then this one in parallel with them, which sounds a bit confusing, but basically what it means is it's the Strat. It's kind of makes it sound more like an HSS Strat. You know, you've got a couple of humbucker sounds which you don't normally get in a Strat. Normally you just get thin, thin. But actually the pickups in these are really good as well. Why is it off? Because I turned the amp off. Yeah. You panic in me there. It's like just doing these videos. It's like, the guitar's not working. It's like when you turn the amp off, no sound comes out. I do quite like the thing about the bridge pickup is everyone always flags them off, but see if you've got a fuzz pedal like that one. I really like it. So it's one of those things that quite a common upgrade for a Strat is to put in one of those hot reel, you know, the mini humbucker things, or just stick a full blown humbucker in it. But whenever I do that, I always want to switch to get back to the single because it's a Strat. A Strat has a really thin and bright sounding bridge pickup, which nobody likes, but I like it and I want it there so I can use it with the fuzz pedal and stuff like that. Also really good for cutting through a mix. You know, if you're playing, I remember, I'm just rabbiting on now. But I was in a band before with a pal Peg, and I was playing my SG, and he bought a new Telecaster. And before Peg joined, I always played on the bridge pickup, and then he had a Telecaster, and he played on the bridge pickup, and I couldn't cut through. And it was like, oh god, this sounds awful. And it was like I went onto the neck pickup, and it went whoa. That was what I needed, because if you're playing along with a Telecaster, I suppose it's the same way with this. Maybe not noticing it so much just there when I'm flicking the switches, but see if you're playing in a band with another guitarist, and they're using like a Tele or a Strat, and you're struggling for your solo, see the fat thing where you pull out and you get the humbucker sound, that'll just give you another dimension. Or the other way around, you can use that as a rhythm guitar, and it means the Strat, it kind of just separates it out because it's a completely different EQ curve. It's a different sound basically. To be honest, I should probably be using a smaller amp. If you're using like a wee 10, 20 watt, 10 watt Marshall or whatever like that, you'll notice the difference with that humbucker thing much more, because you'll really struggle with a wee amp to get like some balls into a Strat, any Strat. Whereas that's, you know, I'm playing through a 30 watt Orange, which has got balls no matter what you put into it really. So it's kind of, but you would really notice the difference more with a smaller amp. Yeah, rabbited on enough. So buy this Jim Deacon, coming up for sale. Would be a stunning Christmas present. I've actually got a wee amp I could probably do with it as well. I've got I might do a video of that next actually. A Line 6 busking amp. It's got like a power lead as well, unlike you don't get it with a wee Black Star Fly. I don't know, it's like, I think it's only 10 watt or something, but it's got a decent size. It's like this sort of size, and it's got like presets and effects and stuff in it, but it runs on battery. And I bought this thinking that's going to be great for when I'm I don't know, busking or camping or something. But really, to be honest, if you were busking, I never busk. If you were busking, it would be great for it. It'd be perfect. Or if you want volume, that'd be great. Or you just use it as the amp in your house. But what I really found is that, see, when you're actually camping or something like that, really all you need is a wee tiny amp. Like even something like the Black Star Fly. If you're sitting in a tent or around about a campfire, you're not even you're gonna have that half volume. You know, you're not even going to have it. You don't need a bigger amp. And it's just like when you're taking it, it's like something you've got to carry. Like going to download, I've got a wee cheap orange, not brand, but painted orange thing, which is probably lying about on the floor somewhere in here. It's about the size of that pedal. And it's perfect. It's great. You just run it at full bung, stick my wee red bass through it, fuzz bass. Don't even have to run it at full bung, you run it at half bung, and it's loud enough for singing along with and shouting and drinking. So 20 minutes again for a 5-minute demo of this video. I might have to do another. I'll do another video for this. Put it out during the day when I put the advert up. Rockin'. Catch you later.